Hello, I'm Aneta Volcano, a singer, songwriter, musician. Today I would like to review two items which I'm using. Maybe it will be useful to someone who is trying to decide what to buy, and maybe this review will help them. So basically I would like to review a magic mouse and a magic trackpad. Because not so long ago did I actually buy an iMac. I've never been an Apple user. I've always had a Windows laptop, and for many years, but my laptop gave up on me a little bit. I mean, it's still working, but it's, you know, I suffered a lot of stress because of that laptop, and I got some gray hair because of it, so, you know. Anyway, so I bought an iMac, and with it came the mouse. I didn't have the trackpad, but I bought it because unfortunately this magic mouse is not so magic. It's cool, but oh goodness me, they didn't think about it very much when they made it or designed it. I mean, sometimes I wonder, who are those people who are designing things that you're supposed to be using every single day for hours? You know, it would be nice if they were very comfortable to use. Well, nope. There are pros and cons for both of these things, you know. That's why I've got both of them. I edit a lot of videos, my music videos and reaction videos for my YouTube channel. And also I make music using Logic. So first I started editing a video when I bought an iMac, and I was using the mouse. Oh goodness me. After a couple of days of heavy editing, I'm telling you, you know, I've been sitting on the computer every single day for hours and hours. I got a lot of strain from using the mouse, a lot of strain. I mean, I had to take a break from the computer for about a week or more because I literally could not use the mouse anymore. My fingers hurt so much. The magic mouse, right? It's lovely. I mean, it looks lovely. It's white, you know, pretty, and I love the scrolling. The scrolling up and down is the best thing that they came up with. You know, just like up and down, flicking up and down. It just goes, you know, left and right. Awesome, you know, I love it. And I love the fact that you can do it with one finger, just left and right. I love that, and especially you use it in a video editor when you have a window and then you have to go from one place to another, and you don't want to zoom out all the time or zoom in or zoom out. You just flick through and it just takes you through the slides, which is great. Same in music production. But when you start actually using your fingers, as in pressing and, you know, dragging, that's when the pain starts, basically, because your this mouse is really flat, so your hand is never really, and it's really narrow. It's quite narrow. Your hand is never really resting on it. It's going to be hovering quite a lot, like this. So basically, my fingers were always in this position, like that. So can you imagine holding your fingers in this position for hours? And then it's gonna hurt. Of course, if you're using a computer for a long time, it's gonna hurt your fingers, right? But some devices, some tools are better than others, and this one is just not ergonomic. It's not ergonomic. It just looks cool. It flicks left and right, but I had a serious strain in those two fingers. It really hurt. I was stretching and trying to even use two fingers to other fingers, and even left hand. I was trying to use left hand to just ease out the feeling, but you just gotta take a break. That's why I bought the magic trackpad. This is the newest, I suppose. It's not the older version, but the newer version. I forgot its name, its correct name. I was so excited to get this trackpad. I thought, wow, my life is gonna be easier, you know, I'm gonna love it. And I do love it in a way, but the one thing that I am not getting, you know, I'm not getting, tell me why they do these things. Tell me why, because I don't know why. I keep asking myself this question. When it comes to anything, phones, mouse, keyboards, computers, clothes and everything, you know, why Are they doing certain things? I have no clue. I have no clue. So the thing I mean is that you have to use 2 fingers for scrolling. 2 fingers for scrolling up and down and flicking left and right. Who came up with this idea? Who came up with this idea? I want to know. Not very clever, not very clever, I'll tell you this, okay? So it's just, I don't know, 1 finger is just so easy, and you've got few options. You can flick through or scroll up and down with the index finger, go up and down. If it gets tired, you can use the middle finger. If it gets tired, you can still use the ring finger if you like. Of course, pinky, not really. But 2 fingers? When I found out about it, when I started using it, and I realized that I had to use 2 fingers, I was just so disappointed. I was so disappointed. I said to myself, why? Why are you doing this? Why are you making our lives harder than they already are? This is supposed to be making things easier, right? So, you know what happens, okay? After a while, you know, your fingers, of course, get tired. If you're scrolling up and down and left and right all the time, they will get tired and you will develop a strain. Of course you will. And there's not much you can do with it because these 2 fingers don't work that well. You know, it's just not comfortable. It's just not comfortable. You know, sometimes you can use, but it's just not the same feeling. It's just not the same feeling. And what happens as well, when you hold your hand like this, basically you're going to hold your hand like this most of the time. What happens with your pinky? It's up in the air all the time, yeah? Believe me or not, even if you're not using it, because you're not really using it for anything, it also works really hard to stay in that position all the time, yeah? Because if you put it down, it kind of it's in the way. When you're scrolling up and down, it's in the way. You have to kind of separate it from the rest. And this poor pinky is just hanging up in there, doing nothing, and it gets tired. And guess what? It gets straight. You know how many times I have to actually stretch this little finger here? All the time. All the time. I went on Google, of course, and I started checking some comments, and some people were saying, and you know what, I felt for them. One person wrote, you know, I'm disabled, I don't have all the fingers. And I was really disappointed because I could not use the trackpad. And I thought, yeah, you're right, you know, you're absolutely right. This is just such a disadvantage to have to be using 2 fingers to use the trackpad. You know, it was supposed to make life easier, but it's really not making life easier. I felt for this guy and I thought, this is not right. Yeah, not everyone has got all the fingers. What if you have only 4? And you cannot use the mouse because it gives you strain. Does anyone have any explanation for that? Because I cannot find it. Why can I flip up and down and scroll up and down and left and right with 1 finger on the mouse, and I have to use 2 on the trackpad? Because the trackpad is bigger and the mouse is smaller? So what? Who cares? Who cares? It's bigger. It doesn't matter, you know. Don't even tell me. Other than that, I like it because you can zoom out and zoom in really easily. Like, I like it especially when I'm using Logic, because I really have to zoom in and out all the time. And with the mouse, it's sometimes too fiddly to just go to the zoom option and click on it, and then go to the zoom out option and click on it. I don't know, is there an option to zoom in and out on using the mouse? I don't think so. I cannot do it using the mouse. I cannot do it. I cannot use the fingers and then just like spread it around like this. It's not working on that. So for that reason, you know, this one is good. And also, this is better if you don't have that much space on your table like I do. It's kind of cluttered here, but you know, that's how it is. When you're using a mouse, you know, you have to be kind of moving left and right and up and down, and I don't really have that much space here. I also, I bought this little, what's this called? Mat. for the mouse, but it doesn't work very well on that. I hate it. And you know what works the best? I found my notebook. This kind of slippery here a little bit, and I find that this is just the best for the mouse. Other surfaces didn't work for the mouse. I tried everything, all the other notebooks and some other things, but it didn't work. This is the best. So it's my notebook. And this actually I am using for the trackpad, because believe me or not, but when you use the trackpad on the table, you know what else gets tired? You'll be surprised. But this part of your palm. Yeah, because when you rest your hand somehow, you have to put it somewhere, right? It's gonna be resting on your table. And when you do that, this hurts a lot when you work for longer hours. So what I do is I put my trackpad on this mat, and then this cushion helps me relieve the pain. How is that? And I wanted to throw it in the bin. I actually wanted to throw it in the bin because I thought this is useless. I'm not going to use it. Chuck it in the bin. But then I thought, no, because I don't like throwing things. I always keep things. That's why I've got a lot of things around the house. And I thought, maybe one day I'll use it. And actually I did. This is just perfect. It's so perfect because the cushion helps me so much for my hand. So that's that. Because I got that strain on my fingers, I had to use the trackpad for editing videos, and it really helped me a lot. I thought, wow, I can at least you know, relax my hand a little bit. Although not so much, because as I said, you know, these fingers get strained as well, and the pinky. Gosh, you tell me why the world functions like this. I have no clue. I was using this trackpad actually for editing all the videos because it was just better and faster. But at the moment, I'm actually using both. I keep my mouse on the bottom of the table and then the trackpad on the top, and I kind of like switch between whatever is more comfortable. I use it. You know what I've noticed sometimes actually with this trackpad, I don't know if it's this particular trackpad. I bought it second hand, that's true, but it's in a great condition. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't know if it's because it's second hand. When I work in Logic, yeah, and I've got those tracks on the left, like let's say vocal, guitar, and so on, and I press on one and it's just not pressing. It's just like nothing happens. It's like it gets frozen. And I don't know if maybe that's the computer, or maybe Logic, or it's the trackpad. I don't know, but it happens. And I hate it. Because I like to be working fast and it just slows me down. This is how I see it. Basically, I'm using both. So if you don't know what to use, buy both. Because for me, one thing is not enough. You buy a lot of gadgets and you spend money on all this, and I don't mind spending money, you know, I don't mind on something that will work for me and is solid and sturdy and it will last me ages. But I just don't get it. I don't get certain designs. Don't even get me started on this one, on the big one, on the big iMac. There's so many things that could be different and improved. I just don't know who is designing these things. Like, have they ever used the mouse? Have they ever actually used this trackpad for working? Or are they supposed to just look pretty? I don't know. This thing is the next thing. I don't know. Should I do it in one video? Oh, probably not. Battery.